I love business, dude.
I saw one of those ANCAP guys, like the libertarian, super libertarian guys the other day. He was like giving his theory. He was doing one of these tweet storms that everyone does because of the game theory guy now. But he was like, you know what? And relationships work a lot like business. If you do twice what your employer expects of you, they'll fear you and wonder how to keep you. And it's like, no, they won't.
Yeah,
like,
what the fuck?
I suddenly have a strong memory of Bill at GameStop. I talked about him before.
Yeah.
He was working 73 hours a fucking week.
Just getting taken advantage of by that corporation.
I'm there with him, and it's like fucking, 7 o'clock in the morning, and he's on a fucking ladder doing some shit. And I'm like, Bill, why do you work all these hours? And he's like, well, I'll tell you, I'm only obliged to work 45 hours a week, but when my employers see me working 73 hours, they tell me, you're doing a great job. And I'm like, that doesn't translate to more money or a fucking raise. And he was like, well, when they tell me, there's going to be good things in store for you. I'm like, Bill, they don't promote from store manager.
Right.
You have to have a fucking degree to become a district manager. It's just never, there's literally no reason for you to do this at all.
Yeah. It's also, like a guy getting a job as a janitor in the Senate, and he's like, I'm going to work my way up to Senate.
Basically.
He wants to be like the Lieutenant Winters of GameStop. I mean, that's being a libertarian is just being a cuck for business.
Absolutely, dude. Mm-hmm. It's trusting business. Like, business will fuck your ass. The Nestle guy wants to make water, says it's not a human right to have water. It's like,
it's also, too, is like, it doesn't even need to be big business. If you look at, like, all this emphasis on small businesses or whatever and how small businesses get fucked over as if small business isn't as much or not more so devoid of empathy as big businesses. There's some of the shittiest people I've ever worked for were like a guy that owned like one franchise of a restaurant. He'd figure out any way to cheat you on your paycheck.
100%.
And he'd do it with a smile on his face because, we're all in this together. It's like, really? Because you're not paying for my health insurance. I'm making $5.50 an hour. It's they'll fuck you over.
They would pay you. That's why a minimum wage exists. Those motherfuckers would pay you nothing.
The worst job I ever had was working for a small business.
Yeah.
Just as far as treating me the shittiest. And I look like every 4 years, every asshole Democrat that wears the same Carhartt hunting jacket in Iowa to pretend that he does anything, and every Republican does the same thing to pretend like he isn't flying on the Lolita Express. They stumble around Iowa and talk about how heroic small businesses are. Like, they're not just all things that happened because someone did cocaine and had a plan to exploit people.
You know, one of the best jobs I ever had? Working for the government, man. Federal government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
you show up late, they don't fucking care.
They don't give a
You
shit.
never get fired.
Here's the scam of the Republican Party, though. Sorry, but the scam is that they believe in small government, so they say they want to get rid of like civil service. But what they do is they just farm it out to private contractors that they pay like 3 times more.
Dude, you know how much? Yeah, like Deloitte and companies like that.
Oh, they just rip off the government.
Government
They rip off
contractors.
the taxpayers.
Fucking hilarious. My friend worked there, and he was like, "Hey, you want to come to this company happy hour?" And I was like, "Oh no, I can't." He's like, "Yeah, it's totally free. There's food, and all the fucking booze is free." And I was like, "Oh, bummer, I can't." When's it? I was like, "What is it, like a holiday thing or something?" He's like, "Nah, that's every Friday." It's just like free booze and free fucking food, just because it's all on the government's dime and shit.
Oh, 100%.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
He worked for I want to say NSA or some shit like that.
Oh,
he was
nice,
a contractor for the NSA.
I worked for the Peace Corps in college when I was at GW. I worked in the Office of Medical Services. And it was sick. I was basically filing for them. But I would go through all the workers' comp claims in the Peace Corps. I was just reading about all the ways that people get fucked up on the Peace Corps.
Christ.
It was fucking amazing.
I'm sure there's a lot of horrible
It was so much fun.
Well, the best thing about federal jobs is that they like understand that if there's not something to do, you don't have to do anything.
No.
You just keep getting your money until there's something to do.
Right.
And fucking there's no jobs like that. Every bullshit job you work, that like, you work at retail, you work in fast food, you say, well, when there's nothing to do, just find something to make yourself look busy. It's like, why? Why the fuck?
Just refold the already folded shirts.
Point of that? Yeah. No, you scheduled me for these hours. I did my job already. You should be praising me on my fucking efficiency and just continue to pay me until 5 o'clock. And they can't do that. I mean, I was working a temp job one time at the Lower Colorado River Authority. which is some fucking bloated organization. I don't know what the fuck they do.
It's a government organization.
Maybe partially. I think it's like half private owned or whatever.
Defund.
Yeah.
Defund that shit, bitch.
And it just fucking sat there all day doing absolutely nothing, and it was totally fun.
Oh no, the Peace Corps people that I worked.
Meanwhile, at GameStop, when I worked at GameStop, I would have to alphabetize the fucking DS games just so they would be ruined by children in like 20 seconds.
One time,
like, there's no reason. Why do they need to be in alphabetical order? There's 30 of them.
Yeah.
Just look at them. None of them are behind each other. Just fucking look at them and find the one you want. Well, the customers can't use their eyes. I have to have everything in alphabetical order.
My boss right now at my job is the only boss I've ever respected. She rules. I mean, she's just a partner at a law firm that like smokes a ton of tree.
I remember when I worked at UMBC, I worked in the office of the graduate school, and my boss was just this fucking awesome fat lady named Kathy, and she just had like
diabetes.
Yeah, but absolutely, 100% had diabetes. But she just did.
You know, what'd be
shit
funny is getting HIV from sharing diabetes needles. that kind of needle sharing, is it sharing insulin with your other like cookie junkies.
Yeah, dude. God. She was awesome. She had like she had Kathy. Her name's Kathy. And she had Kathy cartoons everywhere, and she had like her best bit was she had just file it in the inbox, and she had a sign that said inbox and it pointed to the trash.
Yeah, which is literally a Michael Scott joke.
Yeah, but whatever, dude.
Yeah.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
And I remember
the Office. Sorry, but the Office nailed that shit.
Absolutely,
those kind of guys.
100%.
The one thing that bothered me about The Office is that no corporate HR would ever allow that individual to be a boss of any individual.
When I worked at the car dealership, the manager of the used car sales was this guy Chuck. And Chuck, we all worked in like a double wide trailer with all these cubicles in it.
Yeah.
And Chuck called he's like, all right, team meeting, everybody out here. You know, and we go out into the common area. And he's like, sir, I got to read you all this email that I got. This is great. This is what a woman says and what she means. We're all standing there, and he's like, we all got work to do, And it's like, so it's like when she says yes, she means no. She says I'm tired. It means like you're not getting any tonight. And it's like the most trite bullshit. Like, jokes that were hacked like 70 years prior to the invention of email. But he loved chain emails, and he would print them out. He wouldn't just send them to the rest of us. He would print them out and then read them to us.
Yes.
And I remember I was sitting there, and one time, and he's like, he's like, I got to tell you this one I heard the other day. He's like, so there's so they find a bomb. It's like, it's not a bomb. It's like a box with a bunch of wires coming out of it or something, right? And there's a Muslim guy there, and so they send one police officer in. And he's like, all right, well, hands up. You can't have, like, a bomb in here or whatever. But, no, I'm messing it up because it's not. Well, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, it was great. There was no more information. That was it. He didn't have anything on that joke.
The worst place I ever worked was, I can't say the name of the company because part of the severance package after getting fired because my girlfriend cucked me for my best friend. Anyway, but
Adam worked at Blackwater.
I worked at a company.
God damn,
I worked at a media company.
What's Blackwater called now? Is it still Z?
Academy.
Oh, yeah. They changed their name like 9 times.
Yeah.
It's because they want to trick people into thinking it's not Blackwater. Dippin' Dots is the new Blackwater.
Yeah.
I hope that Betsy DeVos just lets Blackwater take over the Department of Education.
That'd be cool.
Like,
you are in permanent detention. I am commander teacher.
They should. They should give the fucking Department of Education to Blackwater, and then your class schedule will be period 1, gym. Period 2, gym. Period 3, gym.
it's just paintball class.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dude,
That
anyway.
would be awesome. You get a better education if they just taught children tactical combat, which they kind of start doing in kindergarten. I don't understand why any 4-year-old needs to know what stop, drop, and roll is.